Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Jonathan Pittman of Mona Shores Football. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good.
So I know let's just before we get to the big news that you just made today, but let's recap the football season. How do you think it went for you?
I feel like it went good. Definitely would like the different outcome. Especially losing second round, but I mean, I felt like it went good. Had made some good leaps and jumps from last year, and I feel like some growth for me personally, and I feel like the team did great as well. So I mean, it definitely was a great football season. Despite the outcome we had.
You know, just just kind of describe how you've gotten better at the quarterback position over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, coming in as sophomore, I started as sophomore. It was definitely tough. I mean, especially coming from an aspect of I was a quieter guy and playing quarterback. I had to learn over the past 2, 3 years to be more vocal. So I feel like that's probably one of the areas I've grown the most in. And I mean, going into my junior year, it got better. And then my senior year was kind of like it was expected to be a more vocal leader because I feel like I've always done a good job of leading by example, but the toughest thing was I had to learn how to grow in the aspect of talking and being more vocal, especially playing the quarterback position, like I said. So I feel like it was a great experience. Playing being able to play varsity for 3 years, and I feel like I did a good job of getting better each year. And my senior year, capping it off pretty nicely.
Yeah. So going into this season, what did you really want to accomplish this year? And because I know you guys it was a very successful season once again for
Mhm.
Mona Shores.
Definitely wanted to win a state championship. That was the goal. Despite that not happening, I mean, I feel like we did some great things, and I mean, one of the biggest goals of me, for myself personally, was I wanted to become more of a dual threat quarterback. I feel like I did a good job of throwing the ball, but I mean, during the offseason, I really worked hard on my speed. I really, focused on it. I got up early in the morning to run with my dad and make sure it was a something I was just working on every day, and I feel like I did a good job this year to where teams had to worry about me running and throwing the football. So I feel like that was probably one of the biggest areas that I improved on and focused on during the off season.
Yeah. So, best moment from this past year.
Um, Best moment probably winning the conference. Especially like the with the schedule we played. I mean, it was just great just to start off real fast, and we started out 8-0, and we played three back-to-back games where we traveled over 1,000 miles. So that was a big moment. But winning the conference was big because with the schedule we played, I mean, we started out really hot, and we were able to keep it going. We beat some really tough teams, and that was definitely a great moment winning that conference because looking at it, we knew we were gonna have to fight and battle for wins. And I mean, I feel like we just did a great job of just keeping our composure each week and not getting too high, not getting too low, and coming out with big wins each week.
And the biggest story coming from last season, especially on the west side of the state, was the big change in the conference with the OK conference getting shifted around. A
Right.
lot of new teams that you would probably have faced and or maybe have never faced in your career. What was that like going into those games?
It was different, because I mean we played five conference games, and I mean that wasn't really a big change. I mean we played three non-conference games to start out, and I mean I would say the biggest change was that last game of the season against Little Catholic Central. I mean it was the last game of the season, and we had already clinched the playoff spot, but it was like we're playing the top team from Ohio. So like, how do you want to play this? Do you want to go out and go super hard, but then risk injury going into the playoffs, or do you want to kind of go conservative? But I mean, that was probably the biggest thing that was kind of difficult to to be able to game plan for. But I feel like we did a great job, with the new conference team. We handled it really well, especially having to play a lot of away games in the beginning. I mean, we went to the east side of the state and traveled 3 hours each time for 3 games in a row. So I feel like we just handled it really well, and it was definitely a fun experience. We got to bond as a team and just be together on the buses, and we were getting home at 2 o'clock at night, which that wasn't always fun getting up in the morning the next day. So, but it was definitely just fun with the new conference we had this year.
Absolutely. So, going into this next chapter, and before we get to that, can you just tell me what this program has meant to you?
Uh, Monsters meant a lot. I mean, like I said, I played varsity for 3 years, and I built a deep relationship with Coach Koziak, and when Coach James was here, I built a good relationship with him and with Coach Shaw and all the other coaches. So the program itself has meant a lot. I mean, the community has supported us, and I mean, it just meant a lot being able to play varsity for 3 years and being able to see each week the crowd and the student section, the fans, and I mean, it just meant a lot just to be able to say I was a quarterback for Mona Shores, and especially with the legacy of Mona Shores, in the past years, it was just great to say I was a part of that.
So, now let's get to we've waited long enough. Let's talk about where your football career is heading next. It's not going far. Why don't you tell everybody what you announced today?
I announced that I was committed to Hope College. Just posted it on Twitter, and yeah, so.
Okay, so what I know close to home, but
Mhm.
what sold you there?
Really just when I went on a visit there on January 8th, I mean, I just knew it was the place. One of the biggest things that's really big in my life is church, and I'm a very spiritual person. And when I went there, one of the places we went to was their chapel, and it was just packed in the chapel, and I mean, you could tell it's a very Christian-based school, and that was probably one of the biggest things that got me sold on going to Hope. And I mean, obviously, like, I want to major in accounting. They have a great accounting program. I talked to their business reps there. And I mean, like I said, I also wanted to play high level football, and I mean, Hope is probably as best it gets, especially playing Division 3 football. So, I mean, those three things combined, I mean, I knew it was just the right place and the right situation for me and my family.
And especially just with coming off the season that they've had as well.
Right.
I mean, I know that factor into it. And plus, I know Coach Sturzma's really just built that program just over especially the last few years as well. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. All right. So, and then just what will you most remember about playing high school football, and what will you miss about the Friday night fields of Mona Shores?
Uh, I'd say I most remember just the relationships I built with my teammates and my coaches. It was definitely, a fun experience. We spent a lot of time together, a lot of hours were put in, a lot of early mornings and late nights. So I definitely just remember those moments, just being with my team on and off the field, um, in the locker room after the game. So, one of the biggest things that I kind of think back to is Veer Camp. Veer Camp was in Montrose, and I mean, it was a grind and it was tough, but I mean, when we finished, the actual camp, and went back to the hotels, and we were just, just with the team and just chilling with the team. I mean, it was just really fun, and just, realizing and that it's important just to take that all in and realize, you don't get those moments back when it's said and done.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Jonathan, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Best of luck at Hope College, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.